We're doing it. We're recording already. Yay!
Whoa.
Whoa.
Right into it.
Whoa, an episode without a really long intro.
We're just gonna speed right through the entire episode. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for
See you
listening.
next
Bye.
Darmok.
Jalad from Tarragon.
Yes. At Terrasol.
His arms wide open.
This is a horrible fucking language.
Sorry?
Horrible language that they have.
Well,
It's kind of bad as a
No,
language.
it's not. It's not
Wait,
a little bad. It's really bad.
Wait, what's worse, the Sims language or this?
Simlish is an actual language,
Simlish?
though.
I think Simlish probably has more substance to it.
No,
I feel like
Aw.
Simlish has more substance.
It does. There's actually a dictionary for Simlish, and it
Right.
really
And
works.
I kind of don't think there is one for Temerian.
In this episode,
of course there
it seemed
is,
like
but
it
it's
was
only
just a couple phrases.
it just consists of what's in this episode. I would
these
imagine.
these people are idiots, and they should not have the ability of warp travel.
Well, it's
Like, my issue with the language itself is that it seems to be very hard to communicate anything without additional context aiding you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
all
Like,
seem
you need
very
to be
culturally
experiencing something
insensitive.
mutually, or
No,
you need
no,
to
we're
have
not.
been able to watch something
Sarah,
that isn't
Sarah.
communicating verbally to you in order to
Sarah.
learn anything new.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
racist.
You know what? They're very insensitive because they're not considering everybody else having to understand them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
here's
you're in the
thing.
Federation now.
Yeah.
Speak
Are you saying
Federation.
everyone speak English?
Well,
English
no.
is
Speak
the
universal
world.
translator.
Speak
to
That's not it.
Marvin.
That's not it. They have universal translators. The universal translators can't translate. They need one of those R2D2 bots. But anyway, no. What the problem is that like mathematics is the universal language. Use binary language, and everything will be fine. So if you have the capability to understand,
which is what they did. That's how they reached out to them, actually.
well,
The
yeah,
episode starts out with them saying they sent out a signal of a mathematical sequence.
but, okay.
That's how they
They
knew they
did.
could contact. Yeah.
Now, why abandon that?
Because they want to talk
Just
about
use
more
Morse
than-
code.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't know.
Morse
I've
code-
never had a full-on substantive conversation with math in my life. It's hard.
You know how to have a conversation? You have a conversation with goddamn pictures, dude.
Yes, pictures.
That's what
stand
Sarah
here-
was saying. So
you
this is
stand
the-
here.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, like-
don't fuck each other.
This is the primary
become
problem of the
friends.
episode. Yes.
Yeah, honestly, this I think that boils down to why I like Arrival the movie more than this episode.
dude.
Because Arrival the movie is basically this episode, but done in a much more long, thought out way.
With
that,
time travel too, and it's
it's
amazing.
a little more satisfying for me.
Arrival is amazing. Oh
Arrival's
my
a
god,
great movie,
I
man.
fucking love
I love
Arrival.
Arrival.
Oh my
I love Arrival
god,
too.
Every time I think about Arrival, I legitimately go, "Man, I fucking love that movie. That movie is
Good-ass
super
movie,
good."
man.
I think Denis Villeneuve
Yeah.
is this generation's Spielberg.
Oh, I think
Mm.
legitimately his artistic expression is way more interesting than Spielberg.
I mean, look.
in terms of the way he's going to handle big budget blockbusters
Yeah,
and stuff
but
like that, and like.
Here's the thing. Yes, he's more deep. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay, so when it comes to like Saving Private Ryan and like Schindler's List, like
Mhm.
Spielberg is there, or like Munich. I get it
Mhm.
when it's close to his heart.
Yeah.
But when it's a big budget movie, it's always the same theme, and it doesn't get deep because he's still working on the same theme.
It's very safe. It's,
Well, yeah, but like it's like we get it, dude. Like you have father issues. We get it, dude. We got it since Jaws.
we got,
Daddy
his last
issues.
movie is as close to the father issue as he could possibly get.
well, in the last movie, he literally told you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, literally.
All
Yeah.
these movies have been about this, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it, dude.
His
And-
daddy issues?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything, like War of
Schindler's
the Worlds.
List was about daddy's issues?
Well, no, not
no.
so. So besides, like I said, besides the ones that are
His general blockbusters.
yeah,
Mhm.
his general like
yeah.
like if you look at like Jaws, if you look,
E.T.
Jaws is about father
E.T.
son issues, like literally, like
Mhm.
like Richard Dreyfuss' character and Roy, what's his name? It's a weird father son like relationship, even
Mhm.
with Quint.
Mhm.
Third
And
Indiana Jones.
every Indiana Jones is about him, like Indiana Jones figuring out this thing he has with his dad. Even the ones that don't concern his dad in the movie.
I mean, but very explicitly, 3 even
Yes.
Crystal Skull is about that, even though he's
Crystal
only
I guess
about
that's
that.
true. Huh?
Even Temple of Doom. It's
Temple
a
of Doom.
father-son story.
Temple of Doom. Yeah.
I forget Temple of Doom because I don't like it.
Yeah, even like if you look at stupid War of the Worlds, it's not stupid. It's actually pretty cool. But
War of the Worlds is like it could be amazing, but there's just a few issues here and there. But it is explicitly about how he's like worried about not being
His
a
son.
great father.
Yeah. Yeah. And it never gets to like a really deep level, I think, with the blockbusters because
No.
it's
Yeah.
always the same thing, and we're like, fuck, I get it.
What's your
you know?
favorite Spielberg movie?
I think
Oh.
probably Jaws.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Minority Report's really good too, but
Oh.
that's just him.
Mm.
He was still channeling Kubrick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Minority
Minority
Report's a
Report
really good
was
one.
a
It's a
really
really good
was a
one.
favorite of mine for a while.
Yeah. I don't
Really
know.
like Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. I'm kind of tired of. Like
But
I've
this
seen-
was my favorite, like back in the day. But now I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think because everybody like copy that style.
Yeah.
That's why I'm tired of it.
the verite
But-
style. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, he's using cinema verite, but in a narrative movie. That's crazy." It's
Yeah.
like, no, he's just a lot of handheld, and they're just like not sticking directly to the scripts. That's it. Like it's not
And-
that crazy.
Was it ever much more than that?
And I think like just having watched Jaws so many times and just recently watching it in theaters, you see like how much more cool like film stuff he was doing without
Mm.
noticing it because it's very subtle.
Mhm.
There's a lot of one takers that are
Yes,
so long,
very quiet,
and you
I
don't
need to
notice
watch
them.
that movie again.
See, okay,
Yeah.
this is my problem with like Children of Men, where the
Oh,
one
man. Okay,
takers.
here we go, here we go.
I know. You've heard this
Because
before at work
I-
when we
I-
talked
I
about
hate-
about
I
this.
I hate- this
I didn't
makes me
even
hate
work with
Marvin.
you, and I've heard it.
Yeah.
It's like
That
the
movie's
one-
perfect. But
no,
go ahead.
No, it's
The
extremely flawed.
movie's perfect, but go ahead.
No. Children of Men.
Tell
it
us how
just-
it's not perfect.
Okay, so the scene everyone loves where the car is driving backwards, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and then
yeah, that
Julianne
scene.
Moore is like, "Oh God!" It's because of the take, her head is like sticking out. She's like, "Oh God, I need to stake in this spot because I'm going to get shot in the head." It affects everyone's performances because they all need to hit their marks. Otherwise, we have to wait another 3 fucking hours in order to be able to do this take again. So everyone's like not acting. Everyone is just like hitting marks. And it makes for like a really stilted performance. Whereas like you mentioned Jaws, the one takers are subtle. The takes aren't to draw attention to themselves. It's to build tension. Or like at the beginning of what's that Orson Welles movie? Touch of Evil. You know, that long car shot with the
Mhm.
bomb. That's to build tension really well around good performances and real time. You know, it's like a point to it. In Children of Men, there's no real point to the fact that the shots are one takers other than that they're technically impressive. And it's just like nice to look at technically, but they're distracting. Like I don't actually enjoy the characters because I'm so like, okay, I can't believe this looks so hard to do. You know? And that's, I get not every audience member is going to be thinking about the technical aspects of it, but I do think,
Just you.
but I do think a lot of people do find some level of it distracting
Yeah.
because they're looking at it and they're going like, wow, look at that. And like, they're looking more at the shot than they are at the content of the shot.
I don't even
And
think
then
people
some
are
of those
looking at it.
people are
I think people
actually
are
like, that's exactly what
Yeah.
they want out of it. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that shot's so cool. Like, I noticed the shot. It's cool. And then you know, that's how they'll take it.
Yeah. Well, sorry. What are you?
So thanks for coming to our newbie Spielberg slash film school.
I don't know how we got to this. Oh, we're talking about Denis Villeneuve.
Let me tell you about mise en scène. I'm about to do some.
but Denis Villeneuve, like, he gets really deep with like things that
Mhm.
are not even like in the wheelhouse of like what the thing's about. Like I think Sicario is like really deep. I
Yeah.
think even though like it's like a action thriller, it's really
And the characters are so interesting in it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like,
I have a funny little story about Sicario. Well, it's not
Oh.
that funny. It's just something odd that happened when I went to go watch it.
one or Dia del Soldado.
The first one.
you love
so at the
saying
very
that
end of the
so often.
the end of the first one, like the main character makes a decision, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when that main character makes that decision, some guy in my theater just stood up in like just freaking angry and stormed off.
Wow.
Like he didn't wait for the credits. He was just so mad at the main
It's like,
character's
"What?"
decision.
Wow. He's very emotionally invested.
I
it
also
was
like
"This is
that-
bullshit.
It's funny because they interview everybody in the cast, and all the interviews are like, "Yeah, we didn't think this was going to work," and it was because They did something that you don't usually do, which is 3/4 of the way into the movie, they changed the protagonist.
Yeah.
They just were like, okay, now it's Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it worked. And I love that. I love that they did that. Anyway, this movie, this episode, I'm going to just start off with my rating. It's a 5.
Oh, right away.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're starting off with a 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
You
Yeah,
didn't
it's
like
a
the
tease.
Sims?
It-
You didn't
it
like the
could be-
Sims episode?
It could be even lower.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm starting it. That's what we're starting, guys.
Okay,
5.
well,
Wow.
I will then spoil slightly too. To me, this is a 9. So
Oh,
we're at opposite ends.
Oh my gosh, we have
Well,
conflicts.
now I'm curious to know what Sarah thought.
So
Well,
well,
let's just
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
No, you
There's some
guys,
stuff.
can do
it's
it.
a 0 for me. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
I'm joking. I would say probably like a 7
Okay, so you're
Ish.
like
7?
middle of the road. It's
because I
like,
got really tired of hearing the same fucking phrases.
yeah, you did.
Yes.
You were
I'll
like,
be
shut
honest.
up.
Over
I'll be
and
honest,
over.
I was right there with you, Sarah. I think I was doing that. I had to watch the whole episode again after recontextualizing everything that they were saying and just
Mhm.
trying to look for what the things actually mean
Like
Which-
the
before I was able to
patterns.
start
Yeah.
appreciating what the episode was actually supposed to be about.
Winrich Colby, who's a director, said that was the most challenging part of the episode. Is that basically they were doing lots of I am Groots, right?
Yes.
And because
they were
of
being
that-
Pokemon.
Yeah, and because of that, he found it difficult to be like, so now this phrase means this emotion. And they had to like do it at Star Trek TNG production speed, which is like they don't have a lot of time to
Is
experiment.
this the actor you're talking about? The guy
This is
who
the director.
played
The director's
Oh,
trying
the
to
director.
direct the actors to be like, okay, so now this part right now in this scene, it's like,
Okay, but I actually do you know? Okay, so I met up with my cousin earlier today,
oh,
and I told him about this episode, and he knew right away which episode I was talking about, and he was just like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" And he was telling me that Star Trek, they really put a lot of effort into the language. They had language experts come in and do all
Mhm.
that.
there's
but
like a
to me, it
long
doesn't
3-page
seem that
memo
deep.
explaining it. And
It doesn't seem that deep though, because I'm like, okay, they just
Yeah.
recycled the same 10 phrases, maybe less, over and over again. So where's the language experts coming in? I don't get it.
And in so doing, there's a lot of heavy lifting still being done by basic, already translated in English for us, like articles, prepositions, and pronouns.
Yeah. So I mean,
a lot of heavy lifting is done with those.
So the main issue is because they did bring in all of these experts and stuff, but it's because the episode script was baked for like 2 years. And it was originally a bunch of very different stuff. Like the original conception of the episode, the word Darmok was always in there. But originally it was Picard and crew happened to approach a small child. The small child says Darmok.
I read about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
what?
every time the child says Darmok to one of the crew members, they get teleported somewhere into some sort of like thing that is like a scenario, right? And Picard is the one who figures out that Darmok in the kid's language means play. So then he goes, oh, okay. And then they figure out the language from there. That was obviously scrapped. And they kept
Wow.
redoing this script over and over again with different experts, different types of concepts until they finally landed on this concept, which, is unique. And it's a very Star Trek-y concept. Like, I can't imagine any other show trying to approach
I think
a
it would have
concept
been
like this.
better if they just had him say something more diverse, because it made it feel like the language really wasn't that deep.
That's my issue. Yeah, that is
I think the
personally my
issue with it is that it kept on it continued to use some English, and since we can't understand parts of it, we very quickly tire of hearing what we understand.
Yeah, because
without getting what they mean with it.
Because my hope would be that, like, if I'm writing the script, I mean, I'm fixing the script.
Well, if I wrote this,
big shot,
Oh, here, look at this. He's gonna fix Children of Men. Now he's gonna fix Star Trek. Okay.
he's got a lot of ideas in that.
I
Yeah.
can't
under
believe
that
Marvin's
right there.
scabbing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cross the picket line and rewrite
my
the
God.
script. But
Louis B. Mayer over here.
I would
My name is
make-
Marvin GPT.
But there's like maybe 10, 15 phrases in the episode.
Mhm.
I would do like 50, right?
Yeah,
and they don't have
like a
to.
lot.
It can't be like you don't have to make them like definitely meaning something, but they can be I am Groots, a lot of them, right?
Mhm.
But it adds more context to what they could be feeling, right? Because we don't know their culture, we're allowed to kind of make up a phrase and it could mean something.
Right.
And
If they had come up with more examples, it would have been a lot more illustrative of what Deanna and Data were presenting as an issue. It's like, we don't know the context of what they're referencing, but we can, and that's why we don't actually understand them.
I mean, language is diverse. I mean, there's only so many times you can say the walls fell and whatever.
Shock of the walls fell.
Like,
I know, like
or arms wide open. I'm like, okay, we get it. Arms wide open.
He's saying that's that train, that fucking train. What is it? The with arms wide open. Is it Creed?
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn it, I hate Creed.
That's actually what he was referencing. That song.
Yeah.
He was like, arms wide open.
He's a Creed.
Creed. Before I die, I must listen to Creed.
Can you take me higher, please?
All right, we should go around the sun for Darmok.
Hey, but for once, the tangent was just about the episode.
Yeah,
it's true.
A little bit.
Wow. But
Got it.
Higher.
Can you take me
All right.
higher?
Even flow. It's all songs that sound like gibberish. It's like what's that song? This is a perfect. They should just use the fucking the Pearl Jam song.
Oh, they should have used that one song that Dan found once that is like, we did a scientific study of what every song or type of music everyone hates, and they just put it all into one song.
Oh,
and one of them was
the world's
about
worst song.
Yeah, and it's like one of them's about Ramadan, and it's just a children's choir going, Ramadan, lots of praying with no breakfast.
Oh boy,
it was a little more melodic than that. The reason why it came out like that, it's not because everyone hates Islam. It's because they don't. There are a lot of people who love Islam, particularly Muslims. The reason for that is because the worst categories of music were... sorry, what were you saying, Sarah?
I said, and us on this podcast, we are
Speak for yourself.
We are Islam friendly. And, we respect.
Right. No. We hate all religions equally.
Respect your religion.
You know what? No. That is consistent for Ricardo. I'll give him that.
He's right. Ricardo's right. Yeah.
Sorry. My point being that the reason why that song was created, or how it was created, was they found out all the categories that people don't like. It's kids singing. It's holiday music.
Really?
It's store jingles, which is why they also have a section for just singing about Walmart in the same song. Yeah. So it's
it would have been great if they put the O'Reilly theme, just like, O'Reilly. And then the children are just yelling.
That's not how that goes.
That was a little off from what I remember.
I'm fucking it up. I'm intentionally doing it shitty.
I was like, wow, that's not how that
That didn't sound like a choir of kids at all.
Yeah.
It's hard for one person to sound like a choir.
It should have been the guy from Creed. O'Reilly.
I see why you tried.
Oh yeah, Creed singing like commercial jingles. Yeah, that is the nightmare.
You know what? They should have just had that be the language, like
praying with no breakfast.
Yeah.
And Picard's like, "What are you saying? I don't understand.
Your voice is too weird."
Yeah. Darmok by the river.
All right, Darmok
Jalad.
First aired.
Is it Jalad or Gelato?
It's pronounced gelato.
Gelato.
Yeah.
Gelato by the river.
It's Gelade Depardieu.
September 30th of 1991
Gelato
is when
in my mouth.
It's when Darmok aired.
Oh my God, Sarah!
Around the Sun.
This is a family-friendly show.
So only a week has elapsed since the last episode, so this is actually going to be very short. First off, Nirvana released their album Nevermind, the famous one with the baby on the cover.
Yeah, the one they were being sued over
because the baby grew up to be kind of dumb.
Yeah, he did lose. He did lose.
Yeah, he's a
baby grew up and became litigious. In the realm of video games, turns out that September was the month that Konami's 4-player Western Sunset Riders came to North American arcades, and it was also the month we saw NES Open Tournament Golf. And the only reason why I bring that up is because Mario's weird pinstriped outfit on the cover is an alternate costume in Smash Brothers. So there.
Okay.
My final piece of Around the Sun news is that on the 30th of September, the very air date of this episode, as well as the end of September that year, Jerry Springer's talk show aired for the very first time.
Oh shit! Was it legitimate?
Oh my god,
at the beginning?
R.I.P.
I think it was a little more legitimate at the beginning, but yeah, it would be a few years before we really got into the Jerry era.
Okay. Once he found that, he
Yeah,
has an interesting biography. Like he was a councilman who got caught with a prostitute using city money because he used a check to pay the prostitute. But then after he got kicked out of being a council member, he became mayor.
Wasn't he was a well-loved mayor, right?
Yeah, and he was a great mayor. Everyone liked him.
He was a great mayor.
Was it Cincinnati?
He was it was somewhere in Ohio, I believe.
I forget.
Yeah, this is kind of unlocking some memories for me because these all sound like familiar factoids that I just completely forgot about.
He was a pretty progressive mayor, and
yeah,
people really
he was,
liked
yeah,
him.
he was he's sleazy, but he has good ideas. That's kind of the general.
Wait, so he was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah, so was Cincinnati. Yeah.
He was a politician.
I think he was a mayor of Flavortown.
No. There's only ever been one mayor for life of Flavortown.
There's no
Guy Fieri's
there's no term limits on Flavortown.
No, not on Guy Fieri.
No term limits.
No, Guy Fieri will never give up his power.
Flavortown is a goddamn dictatorship.
Yeah, Guy Fieri is a dictator.
Have you seen their constitution? It's off the hook.
It's all trash can nachos for everyone.
Donkey sauce every Monday.
Yeah, the food pyramid is just fucking trash can nachos.
Trash can nachos, donkey sauce, and fucking just cheese everywhere. That's
I still can't get over Matt's summary of what it's like.
Everyone gets hair spikes and bleach for free.
I still can't get over Matt McMuscles' summarization of what it is like to listen to Guy Fieri. It's always just him going.
Does he wear he wears the flame shirt, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because he's
just
on
making
fire.
His name
is Guy Fieri. He has to lean into the fire.
Yeah.
What nationality is that? Is that Italian?
He's
Fieri. Italian?
Fierian.
Fierian?
Guy Fieri's a fire type.
Yeah.
He's a Flavortown.
The capital
he learns flamethrower at level 21.
The capital of Fieria is Flavortown, and Guy Fieri is mayor and president.
It's Fast and Fierian.
But yeah, Jerry Springer.
He died though. R.I.P.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He did exploit quite a lot of people.
He did.
Yeah,
he did some sleazy shit. Yeah.
By the way, you didn't mention Necessary Roughness, dude.
That did release. It was a comedy movie that released during that week.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen it, so I didn't know what of note it was.
What is that about? It sounds like a porn title of some kind.
If you've ever seen a cover of a football with bull horns and sunglasses on it,
that's necessary.
What's it called? Necessary or unnecessary? Unnecessary roughness.
No, it's necessary.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is this a bit or is that actually a title?
It's Necessary Roughness.
Fucking
my
Ricardo.
God.
It's not a bit. It's real.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me is the best part about this because I can't remember myself. I just looked at it an hour ago.
It's Necessary Roughness.
Okay, that's fine.
No, it's not.
Why would we not need roughness in football? We need it. It's necessary roughness.
Wait, no, Ricardo was right. It is necessary roughness.
Well, yeah, it's because that would be because the title is a joke, right? The title's supposed to be a joke.
God damn it.
But that's why I was like, it could go either way, and I don't care.
Okay, all right.
That sounds like a porn title of some kind.
Necessary roughness.
Yeah, there you go. Finally, someone else did it.
All right, sponsors. Extra.com. That's EKSTER.com. Listen.
Let me tell a story, dude.
Okay.
Let me drop a story, dude.
Oh.
What are you holding, Sarah?
I'm holding a watermelon.
Oh my god, dude! I was
Nice.
like, I thought you had a question. It's like, what's she holding a wand for? So
Okay, for listeners, she's actually holding a piece of watermelon on a
Yeah.
fork as
Oh,
opposed to an
yes,
entire
not-
watermelon.
yeah,
Yeah, not a whole watermelon.
She's-
I'm
in a
holding
palm.
she's
an
like
entire
watermelon in my body. So I went to lunch today.
Yeah.
You went to lunch.
By the way, is there tahini on that?
No.
No, but I
Sarah,
should put
Sarah,
I know.
then that is a shit watermelon, dude. you
I
don't
know.
eat it
Gotta
until you
stay
get some
on
tahini
brand.
on it.
Stay
Yeah, dude.
on brand.
I know. I just need to have it.
Yeah, dude,
Yes.
you're letting our listeners down. Okay, I went to lunch today with some old friends, and he took out his wallet, because we were going to split the check, and I'm
Oh.
like, "Oh, is that an Esker wallet?" And he's like, "Yep, just got it." I'm like, "You son of a bitch! You should have used our code." But anyway, people love them. People that don't even know me, that know me and don't know, about our sponsorship, they
Yeah.
love the goddamn wallet, dude. It's everywhere.
No way.
Well, you know
I
who
can't believe he
else?
had it. That's crazy.
You know who else would love that wallet? Your fathers.
Your
everyone
papa.
listening.
Yeah,
Because
But
Father's
what if
Day,
my father left when I was a baby?
he would still love
He
the
would love
wallet.
it if you could find him.
Yeah.
So
If you
If
found
you
him,
could find him and then give it to him.
yeah,
the best way to
I mean, he's
bridge
might
probably
like
in
it.
hell.
Along with a piece of your mind.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
Yeah.
well,
But it's okay. Father figures, grandfathers,
Yeah.
stepfathers,
Mhm.
mom. You know what? Moms who
Yeah.
also play dad roles. You know.
And heck, get that old grandfather clock a wallet too. Why not?
Yeah. Let those clocks relive the good old days when they.
I got my little thing that attached to my phone.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How's that
nice.
working out? How's the MagSafe card holder?
It stays on, and
Yeah, well,
you set
that's-
it and forget it, dude.
It better
Nice.
stay out Exter.
Yeah.
But listen, Exter was like, look, not only are we doing a Father's Day sale, they also updated some of their policies to some really cool stuff. So for example, right now, if you make an order,
Bake it, shake it, and bake it, dude.
over $100, you get a free multi-tool card. Just
Damn.
that's part of the deal.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And also
Just like that, dude.
Yeah, just like that. And you know how before it was a 45-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, just return it.
Did they go to 69?
It's 100 now, dude.
Damn, they
100
blew
days.
past 69.
Yeah.
Oh.
They touched 69. Was like we're going past 69.
Yeah.
We're doing over 3 months of being
They
able
should
to
have done
just use
double
your order.
69.
You
know?
And you guys
Close,
know
but
what,
no cigar.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, how good their wallets are. So if you
Yeah.
guys want to go and check those out, head on over to shop.exter.com/newbie, or you can just use the offer code newbie when you check out, and you could save up to 40% off Exter's
Damn.
best
Yeah.
sellers with their Father's Day bundle. And check out that Father's Day bundle. It comes with 2 wallets. So, you got 2 father figures in your life, or you just want to keep
Yeah.
a wallet for yourself,
We're all inclusive. What if you have 2 dads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2
That's
dads.
definitely
Boom.
possible.
Or what if your dad has 2
Yeah.
families?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
That's
Or
100%.
what if you have 2 sugar daddies? 2 daddies?
Yeah.
Huh? Boom.
Mhm. Although
for
in
one.
that case, then they should not be giving. You should
Yeah,
not
no,
be giving
no.
them
But once a
back.
year, you should give back.
Yeah. You want to show that you care.
Yeah,
On some
yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Not-
bought
But
this with
like,
the money you gave me. Should
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but
you buy yourself
Marvin,
a gift.
you should also mention we have some really cool promo photos on our socials. So check them out. And if you want to see what the wallets and some of the merch looks like, not merch. Ha! We don't have merch. Some of the merchandise from Exter looks like.
Yeah.
You can check it out, right?
Yeah, you
it's on our
wanna-
socials, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
it's on
it?
our YouTube community page.
Yeah, you might see it
you
there.
didn't post it to Instagram?
No, I don't want
because
to
it's
see that
only
shit.
it's only stories. I don't want to take up YouTube, Instagram like wall space with.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
Sorry,
It
it's not. It doesn't fit the aesthetic.
No,
Yeah.
dude, that's not our.
Okay.
That's not our brand, dude.
That's not.
Our brand is the future, not dick skin wallets.
Yeah, but check it out. It's cool.
Yeah,
we have
go
some
check it out.
cool.
Yeah.
We have some cool shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so head on over to shop.exter.com/newbie, or just go to exter.com and use the offer code newbie when you check out.
You want to look at? You want to see what the wallets look like? Go to Esker.
Yeah, exter.com.
Don't go to our socials.
It's
Go to the
EK
go to the source.
Go to the source.
I almost choked on my watermelon. Almost died.
ekster.com, and you can save up to 40% if
Yeah.
you use the thing or
Yeah.
use a new code. It's crazy.
Get the credits, dude.
Get
Here's
to
the
do
thing: if you're a new listener, I want to say, hey, welcome. We may drop a few F-bombs. But also we make it a point to actually use whatever we're fucking peddling. And I don't use a wallet still, but Marvin still does. I use a new wallet that they sent us, which is
Dan would have been using the wallet, but we forgot to bring it to him at the Renaissance
that's fucked
Fair.
up, dude.
I wasn't going to bring it up and like establish an ongoing narrative of Marvin always forgets to give a shit.
Well, he either forgets or he loses things. But someone sent me this, and thank you for the. We should thank them as well. I don't know what company sent us the watch bands.
Oh, that was
Moby
the
Fox.
Moby Fox.
Moby Fox, guys. If you guys want some watch bands, I have now because Sara gave me hers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sara.
You're welcome.
They're Star Trek watch bands.
Because I lost Ricardo's at WonderCon, and Sarah's like, well, I don't even wear a watch, so.
Yeah, and me and Ricardo are both the leaders. We both like the red.
Yeah, so they share red duties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gave him mine.
But it's a nice band. It's
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
it's actually surprisingly better looking in person than I thought it would be. Because to be honest, I'm gonna be honest. Like usually when you see like let's say what it is, it's like a merchandise novelty wristband, right? For a watch. Sure. Usually they're shit. Like you see them at Comic-Con and at some places, and you're like, these are cheap looking as fuck. I actually don't want this. But then you look at the Moby Fox ones in person, and you're kind of like, hey, these are actually really nice. I actually really like it. And I put it on my watch, and I use it. So, and
they're legit because they have the trademark from CBS. So,
they don't fuck around, these guys.
Yeah, and even if you notice, even on the metal clasp that ties it together, it's got it's got the logo, dude.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't notice that.
That's a lot of detail. But anyway, I really like it. If you guys want any watch bands, go get a watch band from them. They were
they were really nice. That was not even a sponsorship. They just sent it to us because they were like, "You guys want to check it out?" And so we got some Star Trek ones. So Well, here's our next actual sponsor, ExpressVPN. Listen,
so only buy this one.
Y'all know ExpressVPN is really great because you need a VPN if you don't want to be raw dog on the internet.
Okay, Marvin, you're not going to believe this story.
Whoa.
Oh.
I feel stupid saying it, dude. So I went with two friends to lunch. One had the Esker wallet, and the other friend said, I just went to London, and I use ExpressVPN. Because I was telling him about our sponsors and about the podcast, and he's like, that's what a coincidence. So he was in London, and he wanted to be safe because you don't know what kind of fucking those Brits over there. They're still mad, dude. Because we
that's
came
where
over
the
here
plague
to America.
Started. You know, we
They're
can't
still
trust
mad.
them.
Yeah,
they're still like you fucking runners. You ran over to America. And they're
what
still
happened
pissed.
to our tea, innit?
Yeah. They're all, you still owe us a goddamn tea, motherfuckers. And so they're still pissed off, and you don't know what kind of shit they're putting in our internet, dude, when we go over there, because they're pissed.
Just slipping it in our internet. You don't know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Trying to make us have tea in the middle of the day. No, I don't want tea, dude. I want a refreshing Coke. And these bastards, we don't know. We can't be trusted. They can't be trusted. We can't. But dude, ExpressVPN. It's the gourmet VPN.
Oh yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah,
it's super safe. Governments have tried to probe ExpressVPN. They couldn't find their way in.
Nope.
3,000 plus servers in 160 locations spanning 94 countries.
They kept going, just the tip, baby. Come on. And they're like, nope, no probing here.
No, not even the tip.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Yeah, and it actually works with Netflix and other streaming services. And, if you want to get ExpressVPN, just head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they're going to give you an extra 3 months for free, which means
get that new king off your back.
All of that. You want King Charles off your back? 49% off. Very good deal to get the.
You don't want his sausage fingers anywhere near you.
Don't let his grubby sausage fingers near your internet. Head on over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek.
Is everything everywhere all at once fingers?
His hot dog fingers. You don't want them in or around you at all. So just get that ExpressVPN.
Definitely not in you.
Us.
Oh God.
No hot dog fingers.
But you know whose fingers I'm okay with?
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Her fingers are nice.
I'd like to see
Did you ever tell her that, Marvin?
Yeah.
Oh
It's true.
my God.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
This episode sucked ass, dude.
That's so crazy because Marvin's like, I love this episode.
I know, dude.
I know.
Like, he
That's
builds
what's
it
so
up.
weird.
Well, I
He's
got
actually really
overhyped
okay.
I got overhyped
actually,
twofold.
I'm actually pretty happy that your response is no, man. This episode sucks ass.
Yeah, this is the first episode where I almost didn't watch it. Like I seriously got halfway through, and I'm like, I don't think I need to watch this episode. I don't think I need to watch it.
Wow.
Oh, but there's so many beautiful, tender moments in it where
No,
he's
What?
like
this-
dying.
this is
No,
not for me.
I don't agree with that at
He
all.
tells him the story of Gilgamesh, and he's like dying.
Gilgamesh sucks, dude.
No.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing, dude.
You know, it's
Is
got
that
it's a
this
wonderful
episode
story.
is trash. But
It's got the
here,
actor
let me
who
tell
I
you
thought
why.
was Uncle Phil, but totally he's not.
Oh, you know
Uncle
what?
Phil.
Yeah, I said last week that I'll come back and tell you if you're being racist for mistaking him for Uncle Phil. And I'm sorry to report that you are 100% racist,
I'm
Marvin.
a big racist. It's Paul
It's
Winfield.
like you just saw any old black guy on screen and said, "That's Stanley from The Office."
Yeah. Yeah.
Only that you weren't joking. That's where we're different.
I'm a pure racist. You're
Pure racist.
it's Paul Winfield, everybody. He's a great veteran actor in general. I think his most notable role was that he played Martin Luther King Jr. in a miniseries.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So-
feel like that's like any role like that, that's really hard to do.
No,
Like,
no. You know what? Can I tell you what everyone would know him from? The
What?
fucking Terminator, dude. Why don't you lead with that, dude?
Oh,
Oh.
shit. Why
God.
is that so familiar?
Wait, who was he in The
what was he?
Terminator?
What part of it was it in?
One, he's an LAPD detective.
Okay. Is he the one that's in the police station and then gets killed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's I'll never forget his face, dude. And he's like he's in Mars Attacks. He's in fucking the
Who's
Wrath
in
of Khan,
Mars
dude.
Attacks? Oh,
Wrath of
wow.
Khan, bro.
Who wasn't in Mars
Okay,
Attacks?
wow.
To be fair, like
Yeah, that's true. That's
fucking everyone was in Mars Attacks.
You played the voice of Sam Young in Batman Beyond.
Oh, okay. Wow.
he's got quite the
Yeah.
career.
Wow. What a wonderfully
I
varied
don't remember
career.
who Sam Young is in Batman Beyond.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, he was very young at the time. Anyway, this guy's a character actor you would recognize immediately once you see his face.
Oh, Sam Young is a district attorney, Dan. He's the guy
Oh,
who
is
the
he-
husband of Barbara Gordon.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's
Wait, so this race is called the Children of Tama?
that's what their formal name, but they all call them the Temerians. They just do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like basically what would the equivalent be like British
It's-
people
I guess it's like
versus Brits or
I
something?
think the closest I,
don't know,
can
like,
think of
what are
off
we
the top of my
thinking?
head is like we are in the United States of America versus we're in America. I think it's kind of like that more.
The Children of Tama, but it says near the territory of the
We're the Sons of Anarchy.
race, the Children of Tama.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, sorry.
We
I
are the
just thought that was
sisters
a
of
strange-
Duras and the daughters of
Oh yeah, they call them the Tamarians,
Mm,
the Tamarins. I don't know.
no, the
Dura.
you know, like when Loxana goes, I am
Dura
the,
Hashmish.
They
They should play
There we go.
They should play Ramstein in the last
Yeah,
episode.
Ramsey, yeah. Oh my god.
It doesn't it seem like all the goddamn Warfians listen to Ramstein?
Yeah. Just put it
They
on in the
should.
background of the fight scene when they're
Yeah.
all like knocking each
Duha.
other out.
I feel like the
Dude.
Klingon
Marvin found the Klingon death metal band.
Oh yeah, there is a Klingon
Oh,
death
yeah.
metal band called Stovokor, which Stovokor is the afterlife for Klingons,
Oh,
and they are based in Portland, Oregon.
Not
and-
heaven though, because that's not very metal.
No, it's
It's
just
more
like
like Valhalla.
it's like Valhalla.
Yeah.
It's like their
Oh,
version
okay.
of Valhalla,
That's
where
where they
all
go to
the
fuck,
warriors go to
you know
die.
what I mean?
Yeah, and they do stuff.
okay.
and
so
not discuss strategy.
let me tell you about this episode. They get a mathematical formula. They could. Oh boy, they could just communicate like this the whole episode, but they
Or
choose not
just
to.
draw pictures, like we said.
Yeah.
Which is the big
Caricatures.
because
It's the big
Picard
one.
doesn't think to do that until right before he dies, which is kind of a shitty thing.
And it's stupid because I still don't understand. Here's why this episode is not good. Because why do they just send two people down there to fight the Predator?
It was supposed to be a bonding experience.
Here's the thing: no one
It-
bonded. They all died.
It's a very it's
Yeah.
a very high
No bonding
stakes,
was
harsh
happened.
version of a team building exercise.
Yeah.
This
which I
is
don't.
exactly-
I don't
Why-
stand by that.
why?
And the
No,
big issue is that the Temerians too were like they were content to just if Riker didn't force a situation, they would have just been sitting there while everyone died and done nothing.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, that's not great. I do wish there was like a more clean, better way for the situation to
Can't
have
we
been
just play
instigated.
like tug of war or
Yes.
break the ice?
Well,
you know,
Here's the
like
thing. Why not just buy pizza from
Federation
everybody?
versus Children of Tamra or
Yeah.
whatever, and
If they're not
whoever
gonna give,
wins.
if
There
they're not
you go.
going to give people raises, just buy them pizza.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you bond.
Yeah, that's how you bond.
Well,
Pizza party
I
bonding.
Yeah.
did like Picard's
Put them in
little
a
thing
shitty
at
job,
the end of the
and they'll
episode
bond
where,
immediately.
Trauma
Where-
bonding.
where
There you
Yeah.
go.
he's like, you know, they were so desperate to communicate with us, they were willing to risk lives in order to do it. And like, there's kind of like,
Did they have to though?
I mean, he really wanted to. Like, he really, really wanted to finally
that's the only way they knew how.
But
Apparently,
Yeah.
so by putting Picard in a dangerous situation, that was the only
I
way
think
they
the
could
idea
bond?
maybe is
Yeah.
that because their language is so based on imagery and allegory and metaphor, this captain thought, was his name Dathan? I forget exactly.
yeah,
but
Dathan, Dathon. I don't know exactly how
Yeah.
it's pronounced.
he thought that this would be like almost like a two birds, one stone situation where by forcing them together in a stressful situation, they will bond. And two, this will create a new legend for them to be able to reference for their language.
Why couldn't we just have Picard attend an escape room together? Some kind.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
And
and
then
that,
we
that
can
last
figure it out together.
well, then that last part you mentioned, Marvin, is another like sticking point for me as like in terms of the language and how it works. It's like if they're willing to invent new terms and phrases like after something of note has occurred, that means that they have full control over,
Mhm.
you know, like absorbing and taking in new words, syllables, and phrases.
Mm-hmm.
And they just refuse to use any of it until, you know, their language allows them to. And
Until there's some kind of story like Picard, like they can't use the
Right,
word
and-
Picard in order to
and
to
unfortunately,
describe.
and like from their perspective, their POV, like the Temerian first officer that has to tell them to leave because, you know, they lost their captain.
Mhm.
From his POV, all he hears is, "Hey, so we became friends and he died."
That's
That's
it,
it.
right? There's
That's
no
all they
other
get.
message.
That's all they
Yeah.
get from Picard. But
I think
then
that-
that's
I think-
enough for them to say, "Oh shit, Picard
I
and
think- I
Dathon
think-
and Ilarad."
I think what Picard implies, because that's what, you know, he starts reading the Homeric myths at the end of the episode, is that their references are the entire context. So every time they reference an allegory, it is the entire context of the allegory. Like,
yes.
it was like they bonded, like
So
they,
I think Picard
you know.
was trying to say that like we bonded, we went through this thing, and unfortunately he died.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he
That.
died nobly in the same
Yeah.
way in this allegory. There's a few problems with this, obviously. One,
It's a lot
if
of
you don't
problems.
have an example that matches what really happened, how do you do this, right?
Well, exactly. Because I feel like at the end of the day, all they have in their new shiny phrase is the same thing as Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra,
Yeah.
only that maybe one of them died.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
well, there was the ocean thing too. Remember?
yeah, Darmok on the ocean, Jalad
was
on
it
the
Dharma?
ocean.
Yeah,
But was
Jalad.
that invented or was that
Yeah.
an established thing?
No, that was an
No, that was
established
an
thing.
established
You
thing.
guys repeating these lines are getting me really angry.
Like,
Jalad.
okay, discussing this episode becomes much easier once you've internalized the few phrases that they keep saying because they do mean very specific like emotions or like ideas.
So what does
that
Jalad
apply.
on the ocean mean?
Jalad on the ocean
Alone?
is
I'm
one
alone.
component of two people in a situation together.
It's a
but they
component
have
of
not
that
yet
larger
joined.
story of Darmok and Jalad.
Right.
Darmok
What
and
component?
Darmok and Jalad is a reference to the entire story. Darmok on the ocean is a reference to one part of that story.
What is
Jalad
it
on the-
referencing? What emotion is that referencing?
Darmok and Jalad is referencing the entire story. So there's a ton of emotions it references at once when they say Darmok and Jalad.
I know.
But I
I'm
think
talking about
most
Darmok on
typically-
the ocean.
Darmok on the ocean was established as like a being alone.
yeah.
That's
Like
what I
on
felt.
the ocean means like when you say on the ocean, it seems to be an indicator of like
Yeah.
your state whether or not you are alone or with anything.
They should have said it puts the lotion on the skins.
It puts the lotion. Darmok puts lotion
So
in
it's
the
like when
basket.
Darmok's on the ocean, he's alone. When Darmok and Jalad are on the ocean, they're in the world together.
The day of the soldado.
Yeah. They should have just had fucking Ricardo go, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
The other issue that I remember when I was younger, I read like a long fan discussion about Darmok, and the real problem is, how does this work culturally at all? Because you'll have children be born. How do you teach these children your entire cultural history?
Wouldn't you just read them like fairy tales?
No, they don't know how to read a story.
These guys are illiterate.
Like the only thing I can think of that has, like I was thinking about that sort of thing too, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe they have an extremely extensive visual library or language also that is completely unmentioned, or they have a telepathic component to their
So
communication.
people brought those up. Correct.
Yeah.
They brought those up. One, they clearly don't have any ability to telepathically communicate. Then why wouldn't they have done that in the beginning?
Yeah.
Nor do they seem to think about actually creating pictures to communicate. Because then why didn't they fucking do that either?
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the thing. Let me break this down, dude. They fight a predator. Picard should have just said, if it bleeds, we can kill it. And that's it, dude. They would have gotten it like, fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, they were fighting a predator.
It was a predator. Yeah. And it's like, the only thing that fans could come up with is that when they're young, they can somehow talk like normal people do.
No,
and then
dude,
as they get older, their
dude.
brains change and become like
Marvin,
imagery based only.
You know this to not be
I don't
true,
like
dude.
that at all.
I know, it's not great.
That sounds
and
bad.
it's total headcanon. It's total fanon. It's not real.
Nah, that's cope. That's coping.
Yeah, it's copium.
Yeah,
no one knows.
No cap.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Yeah, for real.
It's pronounced FR. No, it's not.
Be fucking for real.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. On God.
Are you fucking
like
for real?
Taylor Swift on the toilet.
Can we start talking like that the rest of the episode?
Yeah, like Taylor Swift on the toilet.
Taylor Swift on the toilet.
Ticketmaster without tickets.
Yeah.
Goat in the water.
Yeah.
Goat in the water.
Yes. Thank you, Dad.
Nathan,
Go
for
in the
you.
water.
Yeah.
Go
When
in
the myths and legends of Nathan and all of his heroic exploits.
Nathan,
Goat
when
on
the
the
walls
ocean.
fell.
Nathan, when the walls fell.
Nathan, when the goat fell in the water.
On the ocean, the goat alone.
Ricardo,
O.J.
when he was
Simpson.
angry about Darmok.
O.J. Simpson, what if he did it?
O.J. Simpson, the glove didn't fit.
Yeah.
The glove, no fit. OJ. I mean,
OJ, when he tried on the glove.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
The Kardashians and their sex tapes.
I mean, that
OJ,
is
his
an
hand
interesting-
open.
with open arms. It is an interesting way. Like, I think at the base of it, it's so they communicate through metaphor.
Like, again,
right?
it's a cool idea,
Yeah.
but execution is a little bumbly.
Execution's a little weak, but it's
And
a
I do
cool
think
idea.
they repeated the terms enough that many times so that you can, like, as an audience, they'll eventually go, that's what that means. Okay.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll give him that too.
But that's
'cause,
not
like, yeah,
realistic to the way they would be using the phrases.
I
in
just
my
think
opinion.
that people
Yeah.
would just start to draw photos because that's kind of a universal
it's a
language,
little too
right?
obvious of a solution that is completely ignored.
Data says right away,
pictures.
this is a species that is they are very based on
it's so
imagery.
based.
It's like, why aren't they fucking drawing anything? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, it's so weird. I don't get it. But
So
Anyway,
basically, this whole
Ricardo.
episode,
I would have loved if the inside of the conference room they brought up images of Darmok and everyone. It's like, these are the heroes they're talking about, and they will.
yeah. This is Darmok.
oh shit.
Here's the thing: is that it was overcomplicated for no reason at all, and the story itself of them trying to beat a predator is an interesting story, but it goes to shit because they can't communicate with fucking pictures, and it makes me upset to hear the same phrase being said over and over again. even I'm Groot. It's said differently in different tones, and I understand it, and I accept it, and it doesn't upset me. But this upset me to no end, dude. I'm seriously, this is the only episode where I was like, I should turn this off. This one's not for me. And every show, whether it's even The Wire had a show that was like, this is okay. This one's
yeah, even Breaking Bad had one, the Fly episode.
I hate that episode.
I
know a lot of people love it, but
I actually love that episode.
I can't stand it.
This episode was, I feel like we don't have any money to really do anything, so it's like we'll just
that's actually not even what happened. They actually spent a good amount of money on it.
That's the thing, is that it feels that way. Like they were like, oh, okay, this is a bottle episode. I did not like it. It upset me very much, and it was overcomplicated for no good reason. And the cool storyline, they just kind of they didn't even kill the Predator, and no one said fucking Picard did it again, dude. No one said what the fuck was that, dude? Had a cloaking device. Let's fucking figure out what that is. Let's go down there, trap it, and get these Predators on our side, dude, because they got cloaking mechanisms.
Yeah, we want personal cloaks.
Yeah,
it is kind of funny how Picard had absolutely no interest in finding out more about his assailant.
Yeah. But and then when they're on the island, it turns into like a Lost episode. They hear chains and fucking.
Yeah.
And there's rocks things.
What was also kind of weird too is like I was a little disappointed by the set design of this like planet. I was like, oh, we're just at a national park of some kind.
It's just Bronson Canyon.
Oh yeah, it was just Vasquez rocks. You know, like
we thought it was Vasquez. It turns out it's even worse. It's just Griffith Park.
Oh God, no! See, I'm like, we could have sprung for something a little cooler, like a little more.
For those who don't know, Griffith Park is a park that's just in the middle of Los Angeles. It's not like they even like went all the way to Vasquez Rocks.
Yeah,
it's about an hour out. Griffith.
I guess there was a lot of greenery
where the Greek amphitheater is.
I just thought they could have done something a little bit more interested. If they could have done something a little bit more interested, I was a little disappointed.
To be fair, for Star Trek, going on set alone or on location alone is a big deal. Like, it takes a lot of effort for them because they just aren't equipped to do it regularly.
Don't fucking make a show about alien planets, then. I don't know what to tell you, but
they blew all of the budget on that snazzy new jacket.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about the jacket.
Badass.
We haven't even talked about
that is some bona fide.
It's great because this comes out of nowhere.
It's just like
he just has it at the beginning of the episode.
Do you think
he just appears pimped out? He was like, "Hello, everybody."
It's like the jacket from Terminator 3. Where you're like, oh, it doesn't look right.
I mean,
what's going on?
At a distance, you think it's like a leather shoulder pad and like some cloth, but when you look at it closer, it's clearly like some sort of like vinyl,
it's just a foam thing.
and the cloth is just like a felt, so it's not as cool as I thought it was.
I got a new jacket.
It probably looked cooler in SD with your antenna not quite picking up the picture correctly.
In San Diego?
Apparently, it was a specific Patrick Stewart request. He was like, "Can I have like a new captain's outfit for the season?"
Just for this episode, he was like, "I want a cool jacket."
This will show up again. It's not the only episode it's going to be.
I like it. It's like a biker jacket, like a Picard biker jacket.
Yeah,
yeah. I think they adjust the materials it's made out of for future appearances, though. I think I read.
Yeah.
He goes to Lucius Fox and he's like, I need to be able to turn my neck.
Yep, exactly.
You'll be more susceptible to knives. And Picard's like, I get stabbed all the time anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
might do well against cats.
Yeah. Look. This is a very polarizing episode, dude.
Yeah, but Marvin, you haven't really explained like what is your defense. Like, I still don't understand your stance.
I think.
Explain yourself.
To be honest, I don't need to hear Marvin's defense because I hate this episode so much now.
Well,
OJ in courtroom right now.
Well, I legitimately think that it is a concept that, especially for its time, only Star Trek could have done. It is like an incredibly Star Trek concept. And
I can't think of a contemporary show that could have done a plot line like this. Yeah, it's like, and then like Dan said, it's kind of like Arrival but done poorly, you know. And I kind of respect that for a show of this budget and of this scope to be able to tackle a concept that complicated and deep on its own. I mean, granted, like the setup is a bit off. The actual like realism, or at least believability of the metaphor language, is a little off too, because
they seem to only have like 10 phrases they repeat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it's hard to believe that it is a full language.
Yeah.
But the
It
concept
doesn't seem very
is,
complex.
The concept is fascinating. I genuinely love Paul Winfield's performance alongside Patrick Stewart. I think they play fantastically off of each other. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
forgot to mention Ashley Judd is in the episode.
Oh yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yes.
Ashley Judd makes her premiere in Star Trek premiere as she's not a named ensign yet, but she is an ensign.
She is called by name by Geordi.
Oh, is she?
George says, "Hey,
Yeah.
Liftling," or whatever.
Oh, right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yes. I think what
She
it is
says-
that
she says-
originally she didn't have a name, and then they
Yeah,
gave her a name.
He said, "Hey, Double Jeopardy." And she's like, "Yeah."
Is that like her most famous role? Because when I saw that she was in the episode, and I was like, Ashley Judd. I heard that name so much in the '90s, but what was she in? And I saw it was like Double Jeopardy. Sure,
probably her best movie that I think the best movie she was in, and then her best movie are totally different movies. The best movie she was in an Alex Cross movie with Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I remember this.
Which is called Kiss the Girls.
Yes.
Which is really good. It's like it had like.
That
If we
rings a
were going to
bell.
get a 7 sequel, this is as close as we were going to get to it.
Okay.
Which is like
Isn't
like
it the same
suspense.
character? Isn't Morgan Freeman playing the same character from Seven?
No. Alex Cross is played by him again in another movie, but not. It's not the same characters.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. Okay.
He did like 2-3 movies with Alex Cross, and then Tyler Perry took it over eventually.
Interesting.
But
Really?
then
Tyler
the best
Perry
movie
took
she's
it?
in
Oh.
is probably Heat.
Oh, well, you fucking,
Yeah. I love
Star
Heat.
Trek alum Tyler Perry.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's literally true.
Yeah.
I need to watch this movie Heat. I don't know if I've.
What
I thought you were about to say, I need to watch this Tyler Perry Star Trek movie,
Have you not seen Heat?
which is
really?
just Star Trek.
I don't think so.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I don't
god,
think
dude!
so.
Robert
You know what?
De Niro,
Let's end it here. Go watch Heat right now.
Let's do
Seriously.
yeah,
an
but
episode
that's-
on it.
but
I
just
haven't
to-
watched. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, but just
I
to
know
wrap
you've
up,
mentioned it a few times, but
That's why I like the episode, because it's. I also really like the campfire scene when he's dying, and like he tells him the myth of Gilgamesh, and like it's the first time they're able to fully communicate because Picard is telling stories and he understands stories.
but
you
I
know?
don't. But he doesn't know this.
Yeah, it's hard for me to
I
believe that
don't-
he really is picking up everything Picard's saying back to him.
He does say, he says, you probably don't know what I'm saying, but you want to hear it anyway. I can tell you want to hear
I
it
think
anyway.
he just liked his
Right,
voice,
like,
right?
yeah,
Like,
But that's the first genuine emotional connection, even with a language that they both don't quite know. And I was like, that's a great moment. It's
but
like,
did we
there's-
need him to
there's
be
tiny
dying?
slivers.
Could we have maybe put it in a little bit more of a safer context
Mhm.
for this poor
Well,
guy? Like
well, I mean, it's it's just the raising of the stakes for the
the
plot.
stakes are so high.
I know,
Like,
but I think that's
don't
great. I think
Understand
it's-
why?
I think it's great the stakes are high. I think the inciting incident for the stakes being that high is kind of dumb in that
the setup's fairly contrived.
yeah. It's because it's clearly like an act of aggression to kidnap him. So
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
one thing I'd imagined when I was younger is that he invites him to the planet, and then it becomes clear that the planet is dangerous. So instead of like just grabbing him,
Not only
So-
that, did they kidnap him? They're actively keeping him down there, and like
they won't let him go.
You know,
Yeah,
they won't
like,
let him
Or their
go,
own
and
captain,
it's-
for that matter. Why
Yeah.
don't they have any communication or like any reactions to what's happening down there? It's so strange to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because we don't know their language. We don't know what
we don't understand them.
we don't know what parameters they gave them for
I guess
bringing us
that's
up
true.
finally. Yeah, but speaking of them trying to like go and get them, when Worf gets on the space shuttle, the shuttlecraft to
Right.
get the down. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but the paneling on the shuttlecraft is clearly just wood,
Mhm.
not like nice wood. It's like plywood.
They spent all their money on language experts.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's like intentional, like they're supposed to like kind of have like a woody interior somehow, like
Mhm.
70s style.
Maybe
I
it
don't
was
know.
a newly built set that they didn't have time to finish off.
And maybe like in SD you wouldn't even notice the grain, but
Yeah.
in HD you totally notice the wood grain on it.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this shuttle set ain't really ready to go yet. You know what? The lighting's low. It's gonna be on TV.
It'll be
It's
fine.
fine.
It's gonna be
We
fine,
have to
guys.
get this shot now. Get it in the can, goddammit.
How many times was that said on a TNG set?
Maybe.
How do
Yeah,
you,
like,
how do
I
you
wasn't
feel?
there, but
I have a question. How do you feel about Riker's leadership and decision making. I mean,
He
Riker
got a
was
little
put in
snippy this
charge.
time. He got a little snippy this time.
He's triggered. His captain is in danger. So that's like basically the one thing that'll make Riker like really like.
But okay. It wasn't just Riker though. There was a scene inside of their little conference room where like everyone's on edge. As soon as Geordi says like his plan, Deanna immediately jumps in. Picard could be dead by then.
Yeah. Everyone's freaking out, and
everyone is snippy to each other. Yeah,
and then Worf is like, well, he could do it. Like, no, we can't. We don't know nothing down there. God damn it, who the hell are these people? And then Data's like, well, if you would let me study them for, it's like, then fucking do it, you piece of shit.
And then
Data's
Riker's
like, I told you a day ago.
Yeah.
If you gave me authorization to just study.
My last email.
Yeah, and Riker's just like, I needed this yesterday. Like, he's like, I need it now. You know, like, he's just very like.
And then, like, they're doing the, we're going to figure out a way to transport him up, right? And then Riker is like, okay, Worf's telling me that Picard's in danger because an alien's coming towards him. Geordi, what's it look like? Another day? He's like, no. That's not good enough. And Jordan's like, oh, okay, 2 minutes, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah.
How did we go
I like how he and Ashley Judd exchange a look.
Yeah, they
during
exchange
that moment. It's like
fucking bosses. Our fucking managers have no idea how our jobs work, and they're telling
it's
us.
Also a rare moment of watching Geordi interact completely normally. With a female
with a woman.
So good.
And then
making progress.
And then
Temba, arms open. Temba at rest.
Yeah, that's how you know. No, you can keep that knife.
Yeah, that's cool. I like
that means you can keep this knife.
I like the interactions. I like the meaning of it, and I like his little thing at the end where he's like, "Man, we have so much to learn still." You know, that's very Star Trek. And he looks out the window, like at the end of Best of Both Worlds.
True. And, he has that window look.
I like it.
And then he blesses the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. With the knife. Yeah. They're like the Temerians are all Catholics with knives. They're knife Catholics. Yeah. They have to use their knife to do the Trinity.
Yeah. They do the little, like, whatever thingy.
Yeah. Well, I guess we all gave our scores already.
Yeah. Wait, I forget if I actually gave a number or not.
You didn't give a number, Dan. Dan's the only one who didn't give a number. So.
All right. I'll give it a 7.
A 7? All right. You know what?
7.
It's nice to have a spread, though. It's nice
you can't say that, dude.
It's nice to have
have a spread.
A bunch of varying opinions.
I will say I did like Picard stomach, chest, whatever. He's got
when he got sliced open?
His ripped shirt. It was nice to see a little
action
peek.
His action hero wound. Patrick Stewart just wanted that all the time. He just wanted to.
He's like, can we show off my hairy stomach?
Yeah, like I want a cool jacket, and I also want to show more skin.
Yeah,
in the same episode.
Can I take my shirt off at one point? And they're like, no, that's one too far.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of this episode. Just poor execution.
Yeah, I think they did the best they could, and there's a lot of great moments out of it.
And weird that the being's hands are normal except for the thumb. That's
also weird. Yeah,
thing.
They're like his hands are very human still. Let's just give him one weird thumb and kind of blend it in
like that.
And kind of blended in really poorly.
He had a toe thumb.
I glued a Dorito to my fingers. I'm an alien now.
Not a toe thumb.
It's a circus peanut attached to his thumb, and that's what
they just kind of like wrapped it. I don't know. Like
I don't know if I love the idea of like staking your first contact on like an organized poaching of a local monster.
That's true. It's a little weird. And you're right. Like Ricardo said, they never even dealt with it afterward. They're kind of just like, well,
no.
Goodbye.
Like, there was some electromagnetic signal that was making them die down there, but we got them out. It's fine.
You know what's funny? That costume of the alien on the planet, it's now owned by the guys at Red Letter Media.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they bought it, and there's an episode where Mike just wears it on his head.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's awesome! I want to see that.
I should go
Some
track
of that
that
episode.
down.
Yeah, I'll definitely track that down.
Like all movie props, it's just falling apart because it's not designed.
Yeah,
to last,
that's always an unfortunate thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you just want to believe that it will look as good as it does in the movie forever.
Yeah, but it's just how
You just
it is.
need it for that one moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it can fall apart.
I mean, and also to my credit, Patrick Stewart thought this was an episode that should have been
He was wrong.
I can see how this is a fan favorite. I can see how it's a fan favorite, and I think it's especially rewarding to people who are able to kind of engage with the puzzle of figuring out how this language works. And if you happen to have that eureka moment at the same time Picard does, to the point where you can follow that conversation at the end and you feel like you figured it out yourself.
Yeah,
and then you feel really, really good, like really good about that and vindicated and everything. I can see how that would be very satisfying.
I mean, it's not that hard to figure out, though.
I mean, it's just, and
like, it's not that fucking deep. Like,
but I also like that he figured it out. Like it was like an emotional moment in the middle of like a crisis when they're fighting it. He's like, "Oh my god, you speak through metaphor. I get it now." Like it does make the Federation look really stupid that they met them 7 times before and they didn't figure that out.
I was gonna say that earlier. It's how it's like all you need to do is throw Picard or anyone from the Enterprise at something, and they will use basic human reasoning to solve the unsolvable problem for that's lasted hundreds of years.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like for my part, I think I got overhyped for this episode, not just because of what you said about it, Marvin, but because I was hearing these quotes for years.
Oh yeah, this is one of the most quoted,
I would hear things
TNG
like
things.
Yeah, and I would hear them in all these different contexts, and now I'm understanding why people were saying them when they did. But for the longest time, I thought it was like some sort of like call and response thing.
Wait, what are the memes that you hear? Like what?
Oh,
well, people would just say things like "Shaka when the walls fell" or
"Temba his arms wide."
Temba his arms wide, and I think. Yeah, and I would hear these phrases
and you're like I don't get it.
traded all the time back and forth, and then I would be like, "Is this like some really deep, meaningful like event that's being referenced?"
Jalad at Tanagra, or
like something that I will get to witness and be privy to, and then I'll see why it's so significant that they say that. And then the issue is that I never actually got to see what significance there was to it, except for the fact that it means something to them.
I think the interpretation of it that got the most popular, to the point where Star Trek fans kind of got annoyed by it because it got too like really oversaturated, is like a fake concert shirt of Picard. And he's like wearing like a sleeveless shirt and playing a guitar, and it's like a concert shirt that says Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, and it looks like a concert tee that you buy at a concert.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
No.
So that was the one that got really popular, and everyone kind of got sick of it because they were like, "Okay, we get it."
I mean, I can understand the general appeal of adopting Shaka when the walls fell when you are experiencing like failure yourself.
Yeah, that is a fun thing to say out loud to yourself. You're like, Shaka when the walls fell.
Yeah, it just gives you a few more words to chew on as you like mull over your misery, which is nice.
God, we're gonna start using this in our everyday language.
Just yell out when you fail. Shaka!
Watch Star Trek now. This is the life you lead now, Sarah.
I guess now, Shaka when the walls fell.
You may be a newbie, but you're still a Trek person now.
I'm a Trekkie.
All right.
All
right. Let's
fucking nerd.
Nerd.
Fucking nerd. Well, all you nerds out there, thanks for listening to us. Thanks for listening to Newbie Star Trek. Yay. If you guys have liked the episode, wherever you're listening to it, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube or Podcast Addict or wherever you are, give us a review or rating or leave a comment if you can, whatever.
We love comments.
Yeah, do you do you. Let us know how you're feeling or don't. Just be like, yeah, you do what you want to do. And also, if you guys ever want to send us an email, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week, we have a letter from someone who typed out their whole name. So it's Caleb Leatham. They wrote it whole
Liam Neeson's. Go ahead.
Liam Neeson's.
So, hello, newbie gang. Now that I
Hi.
finally caught up to the latest podcast, I've decided to shoot you all an email. I grew up with Star Trek in the background as my dad watched the shows. He once accidentally taped
Me
over our
too.
family videos trying to record the show.
Nice.
But like so
Ooh,
many
that's
people,
fucked
I really got into the show when it came out on Netflix. I live in Vietnam now as a British foreigner, so I was looking for something to listen to while I sat alone eating my lunch, and your show has really helped pass the time. I enjoy listening to the unique and new views from your podcast and a show that I thought I knew everything about. One thing is that I'm always surprised to remember just how dark and sexy the show could be at times. A lot of fans of older shows like TNG now dislike modern media for adding sex, swearing, and darker themes to their, in quotes, sacred texts, and point to these themes as evidence why they think modern media sucks. I was always wondering what your thoughts on this are, and do you think these people just forget that's how media has always been? P.S. Tell Ricardo is a bitch and I love him. P.S.S. I still use Yahoo emails. All the best.
Oh, God, you lost us there at the last line.
Hey, man, if you're just keeping one alive, that's no
That's
big.
Do you have an
I-
AOL email account too?
I
Why
have an
not?
AOL email account.
You do?
I do too. I have a burner. My old email AOL account is now a burner account for things.
Yeah, you can have
Mine too.
burners
Mine too.
anywhere. You can have
Yeah,
burners in any old place, man.
Wow.
But that is an interesting question. I do think that people will generally find whatever reason they can to proclaim the older thing was better.
That's true.
Like the thing I've seen this happen most, and this is bewildering to me that this has happened, is that people are now saying the George Lucas prequels are actually always been pretty good. And look how good they are compared to the new Star Wars movies, which are terrible. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you guys.
This has happened. This has always happened. And it will continue to happen. It's just like, oh, you don't understand my music. The new music is better.
Yeah.
Or the old music.
And all people saying, oh, old music was better. It's the same.
It's a
as you get
cycle.
older. Look, this is angering me so much. It's just like stupid fucking Make America Great Again. When was it great, dude? When was it
Never.
great, dude? When was it great?
It wasn't. Yeah.
It was never
When
great.
we didn't
dude.
have to think about all of this woke stuff.
Yeah.
That's when we were great, Ricardo.
It was great when, everyone drank in their own water fountains and swam in their own pools, I guess.
The thing is,
Left me alone.
like it's like people saying like, oh, it used to be much more safer. It's like, no, it wasn't.
No.
It was the same. You just didn't have fucking social media telling you like how shitty things are. But the same amount of kids got kidnapped. It hasn't gone up. It hasn't gone low. It's the same. If you look at like numbers, like maybe there's more crime, but as population grows,
Actually,
there will
Ricardo,
be more
you're
crime.
wrong. There's less crime.
I mean,
Crime
good.
has gone down, actually. So
And
Well,
as you legalize fucking drugs, it'll even get lower. You ding fucking bats, dude.
yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
once people stop going to prison for like joints or whatever.
It also
Stupid
seems to be
shit.
correlated with how we stopped putting lead in our gasoline and stopped poisoning entire generations with lead.
Hey, dude. Costco could still put lead in their gasoline.
As long as it's affordable.
As long as it's still the cheapest gasoline in
and
town.
we can get an ice cream on the
Yeah.
way out.
Yeah.
We're good.
Liam Neeson's, you stay safe out there in fucking Europe.
I mean, I think it's cool. He mentioned how he's noticing. I said he. I should say they, them, they.
Whomever that may concern.
Whomever it may concern. They mentioned that it's sexy and dark, and I'm like, yeah, Star Trek. To me, that was what I found surprising watching this show. Is I have my parents grew up watching this show, and I was like, oh, okay, is this so? Like when I see episodes where like Deanna and
Is just
are like
lubing up her
scissoring
feet?
each other, yeah, Deanna and what's her name, medical
Beverly.
doctor
Deanna,
Beverly are like
Beverly.
scissoring each other, and we're just like,
Not
I'm
exactly
like,
what
wow,
they were doing, but
Yeah.
okay.
They
that's
were,
in that
dude.
exactly
same
what was
episode-
happening.
Dan, you tell me what they were doing, dude.
Yeah, what were they
They
doing?
were doing
Dick?
the splits very near each other.
Oh my
no.
god,
But
dude.
in that
Okay,
same
Dan.
episode,
Fucking
Deanna does.
Dan with his Puritan views, dude.
In that same
I mean-
episode, Deanna does a full mount on the ambassador guy.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
pretty-
hard to imagine your parents watching that. And
There's not
it's
a more
just-
graphic
wow.
book than the Bible, dude. There's killings.
Exactly.
There's fucking, and people are like,
Yep.
oh, fucking
Incest in the Bible.
It's video games. No, dude, there's incest and
Moses
fucking
fucked his
rampant
own
violence.
daughters
Yeah.
in order to
Yeah,
create
but they made Bible
humans.
video games. Checkmate.
Yeah.
They made Bible
Yeah.
Man.
There's no escape.
Yeah.
That's now comic
Yeah.
books are fucked too. Oh man.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, but
guess
I
you're right.
appreciate I appreciate the pushing of the racy material as on television as we could, because they definitely pushed boundaries.
Send it back, dude. Bring back 2.5
Yeah.
Men, dude.
I mean, now you have like HBO where you're getting like full frontal male nudity and
It
stuff.
was always
you
like
know,
that.
And like,
Don't try to. It was always like that, Sarah.
yeah,
Look at
full
Oz,
frontal
look
male
at-
nudity.
Always.
Really?
I mean, it's actually he's correct
Oz,
in the
everything. Back in the day, everything was HBO was made for it being graphic. People are
Yeah.
like,
Okay, I
dude,
feel like
Yeah,
we're being
that's
unfair
true.
and like we're comparing HBO fodder to
Yeah,
in
to,
prime
like,
time
cable.
prime time network TV.
But now I feel like I do see some more pushy stuff on primetime, like cable network. Like,
Well, I
think
feel
it's
like
gotten
overall it
more.
has become racier just in terms of explicit imagery, like what
And
they will
language.
actually show and say, like like actual
Yeah.
cuss words.
and
we hear more of
violence. Oh,
them.
forget the violence. You can like blow someone's fucking head up and like
and it's cultural. Like
it's crazy.
Like
the amount of
America,
violence on prime
all the
time.
violence is fine, but we can't show like
Yeah.
boobs or
we
like
can't
sex.
show one tit,
True.
dude, because
Yeah.
people lose their shit.
But
Dude.
you go to like Asia, like
Not
Japan
like
and
when
Korea.
that thing happened to Janet Jackson at the Super
Oh
Bowl
my
halftime.
God.
It changed network TV and how it regulates itself.
That's true.
Yeah.
They put the delay on, I think, even more. But didn't she have a fucking pasty on anyway?
Here's the thing.
Yes,
Is that
I
it's not our
think
fault
I
that
think.
that
I
America's
don't
fucking
remember.
repressed, dude. That's their business.
Yeah.
Move on, dude. Let's fucking show
But-
more tits on TV.
But then my point is that like in other countries, like you look at like Japan and Korea, like for them, the sexual stuff is like, sure, whatever. It's not that big a deal. It's the violence they don't like. So they're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, someone got shot. We can't show that. You
Yeah.
know, like they're
Oh, yeah.
really worried about
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But if
So
you
it's
want to show
cultural,
a double-sided dildo, it's fine.
Kind of. It's like it's the cultural. It's.
I mean,
it's-
one thing will kill you, the other will make you pretty happy.
I like
Yeah.
violence and nudity both equally.
You like double sided.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like double D, double V.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know, if I had to pick one, being shot in the head or, you know,
yeah, dildoed. I'll definitely get dildoed over getting shot in the head. That's for sure.
I think everybody here would pick that up.
All right. Yeah, if those are the choices I get, then
Undecided. Undecided.
Undecided.
Ricardo's
He's
like,
not
eventually
sure
come
yet.
to it.
Ricardo's like dildoed where and how?
Hey,
With
you know what?
With
By
what
whom?
strength?
You know what? You're starting to introduce possibilities that are making me second guess my, immediate response. These are details I kind of do want to know.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there one day. In America, it'll happen. We can count on that.
Ricardo, the dildo rejected. That is-
Ricardo dildo rejected.
this is the metaphor of our podcast. That's what this episode boiled down to. Ricardo, the dildo rejected.
Marvin,
That
dildo accepted.
Yeah, Marvin, dildo accepted.
Wow. Okay.
And thus concludes the legend of Darmok. Caleb, I think I'm saying your name correctly. I hope I am. Thanks
Caleb
for sending us.
Neesons.
Thank you.
Have a
for
great
sending-
day, dude.
Thank you for your email. And
Caleb
thanks for listening.
Neesons.
Yeah.
Hello, thanks for the email.
You guys want to check out some other stuff we had done before? Just go to fugitiveframes.com. We got links to a bunch of stuff there.
Or don't. With
Yeah.
eyes wide open.
Mhm.
It's up to
next
you.
Mhm.
next week, we're watching another
Is Creed
very
still together? Sorry, wait. I
No,
was
no,
thinking about that.
no, we're not talking about Creed anymore. Creed is a piece of shit band that deserves to die.
Wait, is
Go on.
Creed also
Next
the one
week's
that went,
episode.
"Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's too much Creed.
There's
Sorry to
only,
interrupt
there's
you,
only
Marvin.
one singer like that.
I'm
No one
gonna
else.
log off.
Ricardo's so over this fucking episode. He's like, I don't
Dang,
want
I
to
didn't
talk
know my
about it
impression was
anymore.
so good.
You're. It was like I was there, dude.
Man, so we have Dan as Common, and now Dan as Creed. That's
Oh,
the
that was
legend.
my impression of Creed.
Yeah,
my
The legend
I'm Eddie Vedder.
continues.
That sounds like you're impersonating my Common.
Yeah, that too.
Common was Creed the whole time.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Oh my god. Oh
it
no.
was me, Austin. It was me all along. Common.
Eyes wide open.
Next week is another kind of important episode. I say kind
I
of.
don't believe you. Marvin, stop. Stop
Marvin,
it.
just stop. Just end the episode, dude.
Ensign
You
Rowe.
always say this. I don't want to know what
Ensign
next week's
Rowe
episode
is
dude.
very important, actually.
You
I've
fucking
heard
hyped
about
us
an
up for
Ensign
this
Rowe.
episode.
Yeah.
You fucking
Guys-
hyped us up
Guys,
for Darmok.
have a good week and see you next episode. Goodbye.
Ensign Rowe next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Wait. When the walls fell, Sharka.
Wait, are you saying that this entire podcast was a shaka when the walls fell?
Sharka when the walls fell.
God
Have
damn
a good
it.
week. Marvin accepted dildo. Ricardo rejected dildo. Shaka when the walls fell.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.
OJ, his hand open.